Hey y'all, how many rides do you think I can get done while everybody's setting up for fireworks and parades? Let's find out, shall we? Let's go. For context, y'all, tonight is a Monday night, but it's not only a Monday night, but it's a holiday Monday night, so people might be wrapping up their trip tonight or whatever. But typically, what I've been seeing on the app at least, that the wait times have been significantly down during this time. So we're gonna look at the wait times and I'll get back to you. We're gonna head down Beach Street. Forgot to say for context, it's just shy of 8 o'clock. We're looking at like around 7:45-ish by the time I remember to check the time when we're walking down Main Street. You might have saw that just now. I've got my new 70th ears on and my 70th Disneyland shirts. Outfit of the day is not typically something I like to do, but why not? I'm wearing some cool finds that I got like a week or two ago. Already looking pretty packed for the 8:45 parade. People can start lining up for Paint the Night at 6:45, but I'll show nighttime stuff another time. Tonight we're gonna focus on some rides. I think we're gonna head towards It's a Small World because that's one of my favorite rides, and with people lining up for the parade it might be pretty short, so let's start there. Also in this video I think I'm gonna try to point out like best strategies for getting around these crowds, because there's gonna be some walkways blocked off. There's gonna be some crossings that you have to do, and the best way to get around these walkways is don't try to get around with them. Try to go with the flow, and yeah, I can show you that. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna head towards This Is Small World and go from there. I really don't have a game plan. I'm pretty pretty rusty at content, but we're gonna try our best. But yeah, as we get closer to It's a Small World, it's more and more packed because the parade steps off at It's a Small World. Always for the parade, the first one will always be towards It's a Small World and go down towards Main Street, and the second one will go vice versa, so on the other side. Man, there's like balloons and crowds galore. It's not bad. Like, I honestly expected worse for a holiday weekend. Mind you, I am coming at the tail end of it, but like I said, a lot of people are lined up for the parade, so anyway, busy, but we'll see you over there. We're actually going to pivot and do Storybook Canal boats because there's just this small line, which means it's probably like a 5-ish minute wait. Little bottleneck at the turnstile, but that's okay. We're gonna carry on. That was a great pivot, I must say. But now let's go on to Small World like I originally said. But yeah, a lovely ride just at sunset, so that's perfect. Anyway, let's head to It's a Small World. There is far more parade crowd set up now, but again, not as bad as I thought either. Because like I was saying when I was walking in, this might be the wrap up. But Small World looks to be an absolute walk-on, so let's go. is going to start in, I think the last time I looked at the clock, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, it said 8:20 something. So right now we're leaving the Fantasyland area via this back walkway. This is new to me. They have both sides open, but I think it's one way. So naturally I'm let's stay to the right type of person. And yeah, we're gonna stay to the right, walk through the walkway back over here by Storybook, if you can see that. And we're gonna head on to the west side. Seems oddly quiet for the parade about to start. Still a little hectic exiting Small World over there. But we're gonna go head on to some other rides. The rides behind the castle, I believe, are gonna close soon. Let's see if we can get on one or two before that happens. Or it might already be too late. The ropes are up, let's see. No, the ropes are not all the way up, lol. All right, y'all. So some of the rides are starting to close already. Peter Pan was already closed up, so we're gonna go to Snow White. Can you see where I am at all? Probably here. Anyway, we're gonna go to Snow White, but just so you know, most of the rides behind the castle do close at 8-ish, 8:30. Usually 8:30 is like the hard cutoff. Peter Pan, because of its longer line, and probably Alice as well, will close early, but I'm gonna jump in line for ride number 3 for Snow White. We'll see you on. By the way, for some of these rides, I like to guess what ride vehicle we're gonna get. And for Snow White, they're named after the dwarves. I'm gonna make a guess, and I'm gonna go by with what I got last time, and I'm gonna get Bashful. We'll see. Y'all, Bashful is literally right there. This is Doc. We were one away. Shoot. Like I said, I was going to tell you guys how to, you know, get around during the shows, during the fireworks, and doing it the proper way. I thought for the life of me we could go through the castle, but on the sides, carousel's next to me, it's a little loud. But I guess you can't, which is fine. So we're gonna head back this way. We're going away from the castle, as you can see. And I'm gonna flip you around to show you which way I'm going. I think I'm gonna head to Thunder Mountain next. All right, so as you can see, we're over by Red Rose Tavern. And we're walking down by Casey Jr. This is the way you have to walk behind the castle if you want to. In a moment, we'll be on the back side of Thunder Mountain. And yeah, this is how you have to get out. I think at first when they're exiting the Fantasyland area, you can go to the sides of the castle. But I was literally one of the last few people to go on a ride in Fantasyland behind the castle. But they shut it out at about 8:30. So here we go, let's go to Thunder Mountain. Okay, now that I've made it to the end of the line, we're stopped for a second. We just now started walking again. We're posted at a 25-minute wait. We're basically, you know, about to that merge point, so it's not going to be that. But yeah, that's how you walk around. Also, that back way is going to be your best way to Galaxy's Edge if you're going to take part in the Star Wars nighttime activities. Don't ask me what they're called. Sorry, not sorry. I'm not a Star Wars fan. I'm so sorry. But if you guys want to know, please comment down below, and then I will let y'all know what those are. Big Thunder, let's go. Here we go. All right, that was Big Thunder. Lots of fun. Now, we're gonna head towards, I think, Pirates Mansion. I think that's the vibe. But here's the thing is, we're gonna go around those Fantasmic crowds. Fantasmic starts at 5 minutes. Unfortunately, there's not a huge like good way, especially if you want to ride Haunted Mansion of Pirates, you kind of have to just go through them. Now, if you want to go to like Tiana's and to Winnie the Pooh, I'd go around. I'm skipping Tiana's tonight. It's a little chilly, and the last time I looked at the app, they were down. Anyway, so you just gotta have to brave it. So I'll do my best to show y'all how to get through those fantastic crowds. Just like that, we're at Haunted Mansion with a magical 13-minute wait. If you didn't know, 13 minutes means a walk-on, and they put it as like an unlucky number because like a spooky. Anyway, we're gonna head on in and we're gonna go in. It's pretty much gonna go straight onto the porch, and by porch I mean that's basically right where you go in the doors. And Fantasmic is literally about to start. There was a downtime, so the cast member up front said that's why the wait time was so short. But yeah, after Fantasmic, people rush this, so always, I would say, try to get on before or like wait till way later. But this is gonna be pretty good, so let's go on Haunted Mansion. It wasn't too bad getting through, but this is what you can expect the Pirates crowd to be like, which is nothing. Now, while Wondrous Journeys is finishing, we're gonna hightail it over to Indiana Jones. And I'm gonna try not to be like, got caught up in the fireworks, because this is one of my favorite shows of all time, and we'll definitely catch it on another night for y'all. All right, I'll show you a little bit. Pull my leg. Anyway, let's go to Indiana Jones, and I'm not gonna film that for you because I think the filming quality on that is horrible. Anyway, this part makes me cry, so before I burst into tears, let's get on Indiana Jones. Alright, we're gonna pivot. Indy's closed. Let's go on the jungle, and the fireworks are finishing up. Alright, pivoting, Jungle Cruise, ride number 7. line for a good minute. I was like, am I gonna give this my own boat? But they started filling it, which was a-okay, because I'm like, I don't know if this is a solo one that I would want to do personally. There's many rides that I would love to ride solo, but this doesn't make the list because it's more fun the more people that are here. All right, so that is pretty much this side of the park done. We didn't do Tiana's Galaxy's Edge or a few other things, but I was gonna try to focus on one side. I'll talk about that a little later, but people are now trying to head towards the second showing of Paint the Night. So I think we're gonna try to cross over to the other side, maybe try to do something in Tomorrowland. Fantasyland will be getting cleared out after the firework fallout. And then, yeah, so we're gonna try to cross over to Tomorrowland Fantasyland and see what else we can get to before the next parade starts. So while we have already done the things like, you know, Jungle Cruise, Thunder, Haunted Mansion, Pirates, the things that are gonna get flooded after Fantasmic and after all the first shows, including the fireworks and whatever, we're gonna head to the other side, which a lot of people do tend to go to the other side as well after the show because crowds tend to get pushed towards that Tomorrowland. Well, we're gonna see how that's gonna go. For context, this park is relatively tame compared to what I've seen like before the 70th stuff came, which is kind of crazy. A quick moment for the castle. All right, y'all, next we're gonna try to go to Space Mountain, but not before I go change my fuel rod. I was literally about to like purchase another one, but then I found one in my bag. I'm like, let me double check. Space Mountain says 50 minutes, but I'm gonna see if they're doing single rider right now and just try that instead. It's been a while, y'all, since I've done single rider. I don't love single rider lines here just because they seem to move a lot slower, and I just would rather walk more, if that makes sense, than stay in one place. I don't know, maybe I'll do another video about single rider lines and how well they work or how well they don't. But right now, let's do a quick fuel rod change and then we'll be heading on our way. All right, y'all, fuel rod acquired and single rider. They haven't had passes in years, if not, you know, ever. Anyway, we're gonna go do single rider. I am not gonna attempt to film this just like on Indy, or my attempt to go on Indy. I cannot film on the ride, it's way too fast. I don't trust myself. I tried Big Thunder earlier. You would have seen that earlier if that footage turned out at all. But yeah, not doing it on Space. And it looks to be that there's not much of a line, so we should be on fairly quick. All right, y'all, just like that, it is 10:30. The parade is starting in 15 minutes. I decided that I actually do want to watch it. I might have said that in a previous clip. I'm not sure what I ended up putting in here. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. And to those of you who are okay with skipping some of those nighttime shows or going to the later ones, just so you know, especially during the 70th, there's tons of nighttime entertainment, which hopefully I'll be showing you guys later on. But that gives you a lot of opportunities to ride rides in between that. I got in at about 8 p.m. tonight and was able to ride 9 times in just a span of like 2.5 hours ish, I would say. And some of the bigger ones too, like Thunder Mountain, Space Mountain, you name it, like Pirates of the Caribbean, straight up walk on, Jungle Cruise, very much a walk on. So that is going to be the end of today's video. If you like, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and please subscribe for more. Bye.